Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of DIY with SPL. I'm Miss April.
And I am Miss Jane.
And today we are going to talk to you about some really cool, easy experiments you can do with baking soda and vinegar. And they always get a really big reaction in the library, and they're super fun to do at your house.
So I wanted to talk about, everybody knows if you mix baking soda and vinegar, it makes bubbles. And it makes bubbles because when you mix baking soda and vinegar, it releases carbon dioxide and water. And the carbon dioxide are the bubbles that you find in your soda or your fizzy water. And another way to cut down on the mess is you can actually freeze the baking soda beforehand, and the way you do that is you mix baking soda and water, and you can freeze it in regular ice cube trays, or you can use silicone molds like this one to make it a little bit more exciting. Here, like this. They're not very beautiful when they're frozen in the mold, but when you take them out, they look really pretty. They look like these. And so to mix that, it's really, really easy. You're just gonna put your baking soda in a cup, and then this is water and not vinegar. This one's vinegar. And you're just gonna pour a little bit of water in there. You don't need a whole lot. You just wanna get like a pasty consistency because you wanna be able to pour it into the cup. Right there, it's a little bit too watery, so I'm gonna add some more vinegar. It's baking soda. That is way too watery.
We'll just put some more baking soda. It's all good.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's definitely getting thicker now.
Yeah. So you definitely want it to be more like this pasty consistency. And you can also add food coloring at this point if you want to make it a particular color. You have to add quite a bit of food coloring because the white of the baking soda really dilutes your colors. For example, I was trying to make these red, and they're kind of more pink, but I used quite a bit of food coloring just to get this much color. And then you just pour it into your ice cube trays and freeze it. It doesn't take too long to freeze. They do melt kind of quickly, so after you take them out of the freezer, I would make sure to use them within the next 30 minutes or so. And you can always refreeze whichever ones you don't use. You can keep a batch in the freezer for like a quick baking soda and vinegar experiment.
Yeah, and they keep pretty well.
We've had a bag in the freezer for like 2 months now. So
yeah, cool. So something else you can do is called Hidden Rainbow. And so you have to prep this one ahead of time. So you're actually going to add your food coloring right into, I use a muffin tin. I think this is the easiest way to do it because it already has slots and holes and it's pretty contained. So you're just going to put a few drops in. If you really want to do like a whole rainbow, you could do all of the colors of the rainbow or whatever. But you're just going to put a few drops in, and you want to hide the color with your baking soda. So the point of this one is that your kids are actually going to find the rainbow. So we want it to surprise them with what colors. This is really fun for toddlers too. My toddler really likes this one. So this cup actually is vinegar. And I've got my little fun dropper here, but you don't need a dropper. You could just pour it right in. I guess it depends on how messy you want your kids to be. But when you drop it in, you are going to reveal the colors. And of course, the more vinegar you use, the more you're going to see the bubbles. So we have red and yellow, and here is our green. So that is how to reveal the rainbow.
all right, so now I'm gonna do baking soda and dish soap. You can add a little bit of dish soap to make your experiment bubble even more. And I'm gonna test this out with the Frozen Heart and with just plain baking soda because I haven't tried it with the frozen heart yet, so
Yeah, we have no idea what's going to happen.
We'll be experiencing this for the first time together.
Yeah, it's going to be funny. I'm excited. Oh, you already have some.
That's all right.
You could also change the color of the vinegar by adding water, or by adding food coloring, but we're just going to pour it on.
Yeah, you can add food coloring to the water, or you can hide it under the baking soda.
Oh yeah, it works.
It does
Ooh, that
work.
looks really cool. I like the foam.
Yeah, it's like foamy.
Yeah, so that's the dish soap activating in there. Oh, that's so cool.
And now you can't even see our cookie trays anymore.
Love it. That's super fun. All right, so the last experiment we're going to show you today is how to blow up a balloon with baking soda and vinegar. And it is actually my personal favorite to do. It has a wow factor, and it kind of doesn't matter how many times I've seen it. I still am like, that really works. That's amazing. So what you need for this experiment is just an empty bottle. So this is actually a bottle from my lunch. And some baking soda. And we're going to need a little bit more baking soda. And some vinegar. And I also recommend having a funnel if you have one around the house. It just makes it easier to do this. And of course, you need a balloon. So you're going to put the funnel in the balloon, and you're going to add in a few scoops of baking soda. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I just let the kids scoop it a few times till you got some down in here. So you can see there's some in the bottom here. And that's really fine.
You can also make your own funnel out of paper.
Oh, yeah, good call. You can make a funnel out of paper if you don't already have one. So that would be a really great way to do it, too. It's just kind of hard to stretch the balloon open and put the powder in it, so I would definitely use something. So we've got our vinegar, and you actually want to pour this directly into the bottle. And I don't think, it honestly doesn't take a lot to mix this. So I would say about to the bottom of your bottle right here. So we don't have a lot in there. There's really no measuring. This is just kind of fun. You can add food coloring to this if you want to make it a color, but what the kids are really going to be noticing is the balloon blow up. So you're going to put the balloon over top of the lid of the bottle, and then you're going to tip the baking soda in and watch the reaction. So there you have it. Really cool thing about this, and some observations you can have your kids do so when you're doing science at home, is to feel the bottle. It actually feels cold, which is a pretty cool reaction, and you can see the bubbles. And so those are all really great observations that your little one can make with you. And that is it. So thank you for joining us for another edition of DIY with SPL. I'm Miss April.
And I'm Miss Jane.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.